Hello and welcome to How to Play Chess Combat. Now, here's how you combat. So the thing is, there are two teams, black team and white team. Okay? Now each team will start on different sides of the board, and they are against each other. It's always one person on each team, and you are both trying to defeat the other player by using combat. Now, in the last post, you learned about how all the pieces and how they move. Now I'm going to teach you about taking the pieces. So, if we just start with the queen, okay? Let's imagine that there's a queen there and a knight there. If it's white's turn, then the queen can move over to where the knight is, take the knight off the board, and that is taking a piece. Now, white has gained 3 points because he has taken that knight, okay? And you can battle like this that's how you take. You go to where they are, and then you get their piece. Now, sometimes it'll be a bad idea. So here, okay, let's use, this rook. See how there's a rook over there now? So, the queen is worth 9 points, remember? And the knight is worth 3. Let's imagine that the queen takes the knight. Okay, white has got 3 points. But now the rook can take the queen, because now it's black's turn. Now black has got 9 points. Now, if white has 3 and black has 9, who's winning? Black. So, right here, it is a bad idea for white to take, because white will get 3 points, but then black will take, and black will get 9. Okay, that's thinking ahead. So you're going to want to think hard about moves, and that's what makes chess so fun, is that you have to think really hard. Now, what you should do here, actually, is take this rook. Remember, the queen can go diagonally, too. Because when you take the rook, there's nothing left, there's nothing that's going to take the queen. So, white got 5 points, and black got no points, right? And that's how you want to take. You want to make sure that you're smart and strategical, okay? Now let's imagine the rook, okay? A rook, a knight. Rook can take the knight, okay? Same rules apply, okay? Rook goes where the knight goes, okay? Now let's imagine a knight. Knight there, and a rook there, okay? If it's white's turn, white can take the rook, okay? So, same thing with the knight. Bishop, same thing, right? If there's a bishop and a knight, if it's white's turn, white can take the knight, okay? Now, here's where it gets a little bit complicated. The pawns are different, okay? Now, you know how they move forward? Right here, this pawn actually can't move at all, because pawns don't take by going forward. If something's in front of them, they just can't move forward. Pawns take by going diagonally 1 space, okay? So, if there was a pawn here and a pawn here, then white could take either of those pieces by going to where they are and taking the piece off the board, okay? And there, white gained 1 point. But if it's like this, where it's pawn, pawn, now these pawns can't do anything. None of them, because this pawn is trying to go forward this way. This pawn is trying to go forward this way, but they can't. They're blocking each other. So these pawns can't do anything unless if it's like this, then maybe this pawn can take, or maybe this pawn can take. Okay? So pawns are a bit different. And another thing is that since people can take your pieces, right? Let's imagine that you're white, okay? And then your knight is here, and you've got a rook down here. Now, it's your turn, but when it's black's turn, black is going to take your knight. But luckily, you have a rook down here. So you know what you can do? You can move your rook over here, and now, if black takes, you can take back. So, black takes. Black gets 3 points. You take, you get 5 points. Who's winning? If black has 3 points and white has 5 points, then white is winning. Okay? So you have to be smart, and if your piece is going to get taken, then you should protect it. And if a piece isn't being protected, then you should try to take it. Okay, if you see this and there's nothing protecting that pawn and you're white and it's your turn, you should take it. Okay? So that is how you gain points by attacking, by taking pieces. And one thing you might have noticed though is that I didn't show the kings. And actually, the kings, they can't take each other. And there is a reason for that, which I will show later. But the kings can take other pieces. So, if the king is there, right, and it's white's turn, the king can take, okay? But, if it's protected, right, let's imagine a rook there. If it's protected, then that's a horrible idea. Because after you take the knight, he'll take your king, okay? So that is how to take pieces and just how to win by attacking. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this is helpful. Remember, down below, there's some things you can do to practice this. And I just hope this was really helpful, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!